Views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. Hold on, let me fix my camera real quick. Okay, there we go. I'm in the middle now. But what's up, everybody? How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? What's up, Tasha? What's up, Sandra? What's up, Angela? What's up, Mary D? Who else we got in here? What's up, Miss D Atkinson? Thank you for being here. What's up, Ariel? How you doing? Category. I didn't hear about that. I know they're working together, but it was like some kind of event that they were working together. But is he seeking like for him to take him as a client, or like, whoa, that's going to be big. If Big Crump decides to represent him, that will be crazy. What's up, Miss Mac? What's up, Jay? What's up, Latricia? Thank you for being here. Oh, you got a profile picture now. Nice to see your face. Right on time. Yeah, I had to keep pushing back the show because like I was having internet issues and my internet wasn't working. It was going in and out, and I was like, damn, the show gonna be all choppy and everything like that. So I wanted to make sure it was like stabilized for at least a good 30 minutes so I can hurry up, pump out this information, and go about my business the rest of the night. Thank you. Yeah, I know I've been cranking out the videos. I told y'all. I'm going to Vegas at the end of the month for the meetup. So hopefully I see some of y'all there. Don't forget, it's the 26th through the 28th. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will be in Vegas the last weekend of April. I'll be there. Shout out to Couture Bay. She's throwing it with another YouTuber. So we're going to have fun. So shout out to everybody. And don't forget about our sponsors, inspired by the Candle Company. This is the scent Mahogany Bliss. Please, they have a whole bunch of scents over there. Shout out to our friend Brandy. I believe in this product, so that's why I'm promoting it. I wouldn't promote any kind of BS. And plus, you get 10% off if you use my promo code. It's pinned up at the top, you guys. All right. So Diddy believes that he's an innocent man. Yes, Diddy. He believes that he's an innocent man. He believes that he's going to get a victory. Now, you got to read between the lines because exactly he didn't say he's going to win, but basically he's telling us he's going to win. Now, he posted this on his Instagram, and the music video that he was playing was for his song "Victory," which features Notorious B.I.G. So, mind you, he left the comments open, and he said, "Bad boys for life." With the fist, the Black Power fist. Power to the people. I am very shocked that he posted this, but not just posted this, you guys, left the comments open. Let me see right now real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me see real quick if the comments are still open. Let me charge my phone while I'm thinking about it, or my other phone. Hold on. Let's see if the comments are still open. But when I first checked this post, the comments were still open. Do you guys feel like Diddy is really cocky, brave? How do y'all feel about this, him posting this? For me personally, I would just keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't say anything, but I guess he don't care. Yep, the comments is still open, y'all. Oh yeah, he definitely did this on purpose. He definitely did this on purpose. He like, y'all ain't gonna get me. I'm Diddy. How dare y'all try to raid my homes and stop me from traveling and stop me at the well, not stop him from traveling, but stop him at the airport. Like he is feeling himself right now. Diddy is like, ain't nothing about to happen to me. Because mind you, his comments have been turned off for all his other posts, right? Rightfully so. But yeah, this one, he got his comments open. Oh yeah, whoever his lawyer is, they are like, yeah, we gonna get you out of this. And let me say this. I believe what's helping Diddy feel so confident are these BS lawsuits by Tyrone Blackburn. Again, hopefully you guys watched my previous video, but Tyrone Blackburn is the guy that's representing Lil Rod and the new girl Grace. And Tyrone Blackburn just got in trouble, a couple of days ago and got sent to the grievance committee by the judge, Denise Coate. So it's not really looking good for Tyrone Blackburn because what he's doing, he comes up with these outlandish stories and then he'll do an amendment and change them and make it more structured like a real lawsuit and not these over exaggerated stories. So there's a play or a move that he's doing to try to basically say the most outlandish stuff, and then hopefully you'll want to settle because who wants this kind of stuff out there? But Tyrone Blackburn thinking that he can get a settlement with somebody because he puts embarrassing things in a lawsuit is definitely going to be to his detriment because just like the Cassie lawsuit, even though she settled, that information is still out there. Don't we still talk about Cassie every day? Every day we talk about Diddy, we gonna mention Cassie. I'm sorry. That's how it's gonna be for the rest of everybody's life. Every time that we mention Diddy, we are going to mention Cassie as well too. It's going to happen. It's a part of life. And so with that being said, him putting this outlandish stuff and then going back and changing it isn't helping him at all. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I don't want to be on here with a wet nose like a dog. If he keeps it up, someone is going to be feeling him again, allegedly. Oh, man. Yeah, so going back, I believe that Diddy has been talking to his lawyers, and his lawyers are all like, oh, we're going to get you off. Mind you, his lawyers are the same people. The Lynchman is the same person that represented El Chapo and John Gotti. So that's why he's feeling a little confident. But El Chapo went to jail, though, right? Yeah, El Chapo in jail. So Christian's lawyer did respond to the lawsuit earlier, from Grace that Tyrone Blackburn filed. He said, this is just another lewd, meritless claim from Tyrone Blackburn, just like what he filed in the Rodney Jones lawsuit, which he still has not served. Oh! I missed that part when I read this earlier to myself. So according to this, the Rodney Jones lawsuit, they haven't even been served with that yet. And we all know Diddy's address, so why hasn't Tyrone Blackburn served him? Very interesting. So it says this complaint is filled with the same kind of manufactured lies and irrelevant facts we've come to expect from Blackburn. This is exactly why the federal judge in New York, see, here we go, slapped him 2 days ago for the pattern of behavior in improperly filing cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. And why he has referred to the disciplinary committee in Southern District of New York, we will be filing a motion to dismiss these outrageous claims. So yeah, the statement from the lawyer and letting them know, like, yeah, we're gonna file a motion to dismiss. So they all feeling good right now. And let me tell you, because more eyes are coming on Tyrone Blackburn. Oh, let me turn on my camera back on. Because more eyes are coming on Tyrone Blackburn, like a lot of people are going to be looking at him like, okay, this guy is the same one who had all these alleged victims of T.I. and Tiny. That went nowhere. And then he still hasn't helped Jennifer Huff, which I heard Jennifer Huff, he kind of left her hanging. Because I had to go back and, look at some stuff, but I heard that he left Jennifer Huff hanging. Like, she still doesn't know what's going on. And if I'm wrong about that, I'll definitely take it back. If Jennifer is watching or anything like that, I'll take it back. But find you a new lawyer. Find you, find you a new lawyer. Just like I believe Lil Rod has a case. I do believe Lil Rod has a case, right? But I'm not like, at this point, find you a new lawyer. This is why Diddy is feeling so cocky. He's feeling like, oh, yeah, we definitely got this. We got this in the bag. Like, why would he ever feel like any pressure to settle, or, any pressure to settle, or feel like, oh, he's going to be taken down? He's not feeling nothing. Now, I want you guys to know that these civil cases are totally separate from what's going on with the federal investigation. After the federal investigation, come out with whatever they have to say, then we'll know more. But this is separate. So this has nothing to do with it. So I do want to clarify that. So even though Diddy is claiming victory in his own way, he still has to worry about that federal case. Or if there will be a federal case. Let me say that to be clear. If there will be a federal case, he needs to worry about that more than these little things. Also, I did hear through the grapevine that, the other two lawsuits with Douglas Windsor, that's the same lawyer that represented Cassie. Remember I was telling you guys about him? So Douglas, so Diddy is trying to, or the lawyers, I should say, are trying to, go to mediation and try to work out a deal and work out something with them privately, quietly, where nobody will know. Like, basically, those lawsuits will just fall on the wayside and we won't even remember them. The one with the girl that was from Detroit and then went to Daddy's house. That was the name of his recording studio, Daddy's house. And then, situation happened. And then there's another one with Aaron Hall and stuff like that. They're trying to get those quiet down. Like, they're trying to get rid of those. But the two victims that are being represented, Rodney and Grace, by Tyrone Blackburn, they trying to get those thrown out. They want those thrown out immediately. So they're going to fight those two from Tyrone Blackburn. They are going to fight those. But the other ones, they kind of just want to quietly get them to go away. Because those are the ones with allegations about, underage and stuff like that. They just kind of want to smooth those over because it's not looking good. Because if they're looking into a trafficking probe, it's not going to look good for them to have those other ones lingering on. And again, it's unfortunate, but it speaks volume that with Tyrone Blackburn, they literally are going to fight this. They do not want to settle. And then I was kind of thinking, with T.I. and Tiny, they didn't settle. They fought too as well. Like, they didn't settle either. So I don't know why Tyrone Blackburn is coming up with these outlandish stories. And the people that you're suing have not settled. Nicki and Kenneth Petty, they never settled. No, on all the high-profile cases that he's doing, nobody's settling with him. And I should have asked Stephanie when she was here, but I was going to ask, like, how does he make money if he's doing all of these pro bono and stuff like that, right? What's up, Demetria? Yes, I'm on now. Yes. And make sure y'all hit that like button, too, as well. But, yeah, how does Tyrone Blackburn make money if... The only thing I can think of, if he makes a deal with, media blogs and stuff like that, like, hey, I'll give you the exclusive on this story if you come over here, if you like help me out and persuade the audience a certain way. I don't know. Like, I find it hard. Like, how does this man actually make money? You know what I mean? Because he's not won a case. I literally told you he's the Phaedra Parks of the celebrity entertainment world. He's the Phaedra Parks. What's up, Beauty for Ashes? What's up, Joyful? Thank you. Yeah, something is wrong with him. I believe he's narcissistic too. And I never used to use that word narcissist and stuff like that until like last year. But I'm starting to see that's a real characteristic. They said that's a mental illness, right? I'm starting to believe it because it's crazy how this guy literally will hop on something just immediately, just out of anywhere. It's always hopping on some kind of big story and trying to be the first in there. And then it's not like you're representing one client, you're representing multiple. With Douglas Windsor, Cassie's lawyer, at least like he did Cassie, got a settlement. Then he went to the next two, but it wasn't like he was just filing them one after the other, and especially announcing it to the press like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and file these lawsuits. Like, come on now. So I'm not gonna go through the whole lawsuit. I'm just gonna go through a few exhibits from the lawsuit, I should say. Let me go ahead and pull up something here. Let me go ahead. That's Tyrone Blackburn. For those of you who don't know who Tyrone Blackburn is. But oh, actually, this is one of the exhibits from the Grace girl, right? The one that's suing Christian Combs. This is the bruise, or one of the bruises that was left on her from her trying to get away or break away from him. These are one of the bruises right here. Now, I don't know if that proves that that was at that event or it happened after. Again, when you're lighter hue, when you don't have that much melanin, someone can literally grab you and it can leave an impression. The lighter you are, the more, you might get bruises and be like, dang, where did that come from? Where when you got a lot of melanin, like I do, you don't see bruises and stuff. Like my ankle would have been blue, purple, when I broke it and stuff like that. But because I'm darker, I just knew that it was broken because my foot was fat as hell. My foot was like this big. You know how I got a big head? Just imagine my big head on top of my foot. That's what my ankle looked like. So yeah, I don't know if this proves anything. Let me ask you guys though. Do you guys think that this proves anything? Oh, Shakira, you are right about that. You're definitely right. Yeah. That's why I said they want those to go away quietly. Oh, Blessing said, yeah. Okay, you feel like this does prove something. Okay. And remember, we respect everybody's opinion. Hello, Jelly. Right. I want to hear the audio. And I was going to let you guys know too. Basically, in the lawsuit, everything that was on People, Billboard, they basically reported everything. It was just a few more minor details, like she has an eating disorder, and she can't. I hate saying the typical, but can't function in society and those kind of things because of the traumatic events. That's those are the extra details that it added in there, but mostly everything. And then also, Diddy allegedly exposed himself in front of everyone, including his mom. Y'all, like I said, the lawsuit is crazy. And then, of course, it did like the quote unquote, oh, this celebrity was there. It said a Moroccan celebrity, which is obviously French Montana. And I think the other ones were alluding to like Lil Baby and stuff like that. So yeah, it had those little minor details in there. But I wanted to pull up this real quick. What some of the things that it listed in the lawsuit, which I find interesting. So here we go. So you see Diddy right there, right? So he's listed as the co-defendant, of course, and then that's the son. Notice they used a picture of him being handcuffed by the feds, Homeland Security. So you already know with these lawsuits, like I said, with Tyrone Blackburn, they're all salacious. None of them are just normal lawsuits. They're all salacious. Why are all the lawsuits salacious like that? So let me pull up this on my screen so I can read it to you guys. Oh, and I can find it. Hold on, what the heck happened? And make sure you guys are hitting that like button too. I got it. I know where I can pull it in my file. All right. So it says, plaintiff is Grace, and I can't pronounce her last name. I think it's Markoff. I think that's how you pronounce it. Case number is 24 S as in Sam, T as in Tom, C as in Cat, V as in Victor, 08571. That is the case number if you guys want to pull it up. And it says plaintiff versus Christian Combs, Sean Combs, Jane Doe's 1 through 10, ABC Corporations 1 through 10. And then it says suing for assault, battery, sexual assault, premises liability, aiding and abetting, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress. And yeah, that's basically what it says. And then it talks about plaintiff loved yachting, started at an early age, and was the foundation on which she built her career. Through yachting, plaintiff has traveled the world, met many new friends and colleagues, and enjoyed a very successful career. It continues, throughout her career, plaintiffs have always worked well in teams and received high praises and great feedback from her managers and colleagues. Let me skip down to 7. It says, prior to being sexually assaulted by defendant Christian Combs, plaintiff planned to work entirely of her career in this hospitable yachting industry. Unfortunately, those plans were derailed from the plaintiff, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And then it also mentions that defendant is here comes the shade right here. It says specifically defendant C. Combs is the second child of billionaire S. Combs, Sean Diddy Combs, of course, and his ex-partner Kim Porter. It said something about him being a rapper. You know what, you guys? I didn't get that part of the lawsuit, but in the lawsuit, I'll just tell you guys briefly. In the lawsuit, it mentions something about Christian Combs is a poor rapper that uses a lot of auto-tune and stuff like that. So it's like a little like shady digs and stuff like that they use in the lawsuit and stuff like that. And so that's what I mean by all of these are always over dramatized, and it just seems like it's not based off of facts. It's like based off of little extra exaggerations that they put in there. And it just doesn't come off natural at all. Like everything is like this big elaborate story, and it literally doesn't need to be that. If whatever is the truth, just put that in the lawsuit. You don't have to put everything else in there. Like it's dumb. And Tyrone is literally setting his clients up for failure. That's how I feel. Right. I would be surprised if he doesn't. Media take right, exactly. They love it. I'm telling you, Tyrone Blackburn, you got to do your research. I remember him ever since the T.I. and Tiny thing. I didn't really follow the Nicki Minaj, Jennifer Huff situation. I didn't really follow that, but it was since the T.I. and Tiny situation. I was like, this guy is full of it. Lies about everything. Literally. Let me save myself. Not lie about everything, but he's just a shady character. And I think also too, because I put this in the title as well, I believe people like Tyrone Blackburn are swaying people to basically be on Diddy's side. Now, am I saying that Diddy is an angel sent from above? No, I'll be lying if I told you that. But basically, I feel like this is swaying people to be in Diddy's favor when they see ridiculous lawsuits like this. And again, like, I didn't want to go through the whole lawsuit, him exposing himself in front of his mom and all this other stuff. Like, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. That has nothing to do with your situation. You're literally adding in extra stuff just to embarrass these people. And that's what the lawyer, Lynchman was talking about. You're literally adding things in just to embarrass people. It's not that you actually care about your clients. You're adding in, you're not just traumatizing the defendants, but traumatizing your actual clients. Like, what if these cases actually do have to go to court? These people are going to have to regurgitate the stuff that you put in your lawsuits. I hope it's true, because if it's not true, that's going to be some shit. All of this stuff is stuff that Tyrone Blackburn made up in it. Oh my God. And so I just feel like this is going to sway the audience in Diddy's favor. Because you know how fickle the audience is. If you upset them or piss them off, they'll go to the other side. Am I lying? No, that's true. You piss off the people enough and you keep telling lies, they're going to go the other direction. They don't care. They are definitely going to be persuaded. I think at this point, and I hate to put it this way, but we believe Cassie at this point. Everybody else is questionable, but we believe Cassie. And I think it had to do with the whole settlement thing. That's what helped us. I don't want to say helped us, but Cassie was around here for 11 years and we're familiar with her, where everybody else we're not familiar with, because there's two other Jane Does, and then there's Lil Rod, who we're not really familiar with. He is in the industry. Like, he does have a name. Lil Rod does have a name, but we don't really know him. He's not an A-list or anything like that. And then you have this Grace girl. We know her name, but we really don't know her. Cassie, we felt comfortable with. And with Cassie, it's been speculated for years that she was, Diddy was doing things to her. That's been speculated for years. And so when it came out, we're like, whoa, everything we thought was true. So that was the difference. So I do think in this way, it is helping people sway into Diddy's favor. Now, do I think people are going to think this man is totally innocent? No. But I do have a feeling if the feds do charge him with something, then Diddy's always going to be, looked at as a bad guy. But if the feds end up saying, hey, guys, we didn't find any evidence, we didn't find anything, Diddy is going to be like, he's going to be untouchable. Mind you, what's up, Miss Wet Wet? Mind you, if Diddy is a bad guy, right, no matter what, he's going to be untouchable. That's it. He's going to be untouchable no matter what. No favor here, period. Okay. The feds charge Diddy. All the civil lawsuits are put on the pause. Exactly. Those are put on pause. That's it. Okay, you disagree? Yeah, y'all. Yeah, and y'all allowed. I don't mind that at all. The Warriors just lost. I had it on my TV over here. I was trying to pay attention and then watch at the same time. Don't judge me. Okay. So, well, let me ask you guys. If the feds do not charge Diddy, will it change your opinion of him for the good or the bad if the feds do not charge Diddy? Okay, no. Okay. Now, I want to say I wouldn't say necessarily. I think Diddy is like, oh, he's a good guy or anything like that, right? I wouldn't think that, but I would say, oh, he's not as much as a monster as I thought he would be, or as I thought he was going to be. You know. Obviously, we know who that is. Sorry, I had to delete a comment real quick. It means they don't have enough to convict. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, I can see that. I always thought Diddy was trash. These lawsuits and the impending Fed charges won't change my opinion. Okay. So nobody's going to have a difference of opinion then. Okay. I'll change my opinion. Um, it could be because they cannot. Okay, no, right. That could be too as well. It's just too much about him, right? Since middle school. Yep. Um, I'll come back to that. I'll answer that at the end. Let me actually star it, and then I'll answer that next. Okay. There we go, Jelly. I went ahead and started, so I'll come back to it. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think for the most part, it's not going to make us look at Diddy and think that he's a great guy, or they're framing him or anything like that. It's not going to necessarily make us look at him. Oh, I forgot about the confetti. But it's not going to make us, change our mind about him. But at least, like I was saying, for me, I'll be all like, okay, well, he I'll say this: at least he's not trafficking. Because remember, the probe is into trafficking, right? I'll say, okay, at least he's not trafficking. He's just really a horrible person, but at least he's not doing that. Damn it, the way I'm saying is totally wrong. Please, I apologize. But y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? I'll at least say, like, okay, well, at least he's not that bad. Okay, that still don't sound good. Damn it. Okay, forget it. Forget it. Yeah. Let me get into William swept away, lost in the wilderness. Maybe Diddy is court. Oh, okay. Could be terrible influences. Okay. Okay, Jelly. Now let me get to your comment real quick. Oh, there it is. It's on the screen. Not to wander too far off topic, but did you know in the Vince McMahon sex trafficking case filed in January, Trump's BFF, a billionaire, have too much power? You know what? With the Vince McMahon thing, it's just very disturbing. Very, very, very disturbing. And just knowing that Vince has got away with it for so many years, and his daughter and son-in-law worked in the business, and he was doing it, and so then you have to wonder, like, well, damn, did they all know everything was going on? Because then there was also who was talent relations, John Laurinaitis, who's also a part of that lawsuit too. And it's just crazy thinking about how, like, this was like a whole uh, they covered for that man when they shouldn't. It disgusting. It's a lot to it. And thank you, just curious. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Of course. Luciana said, Diddy can be charged with as many things that the law is. True. But for a federal case, would it have to be like big charges, or could it just be anything? That's one thing I probably should ask Stephanie. But like, if it's not necessarily trafficking, could they get him on other stuff? Because I feel like if it's not related to trafficking, I think they're just going to be like, okay, well, we're just going to let it go. Never mind. Right, and we knew when we know New York has that 98% rate, right? And I think also too we have to remember they're not, even though there's been leaks, they're still not going to tell us anything. Because remember, it was already leaked that the feds were looking into them, right? And then remember, the state of New York was all like, "Oh no, we're not looking into them." Then boom, the home raid happened, like 2 months later. See, so somebody is leaking something, but I feel like as far as like all the charges and stuff like that, we won't know until it finally comes out. I feel like it's not going to happen right away. Oh, crime that spans multiple states. Yes, yes. And trafficking is, and also too, I want to clarify like trafficking. Not that I'm an expert. I don't know from experience. I just want to, let's be clear. Just want to clarify. But trafficking is okay. We were in LA and then we got on the plane or the car and we went to Nevada. That counts as trafficking because you're literally taking the person and the crime across state lines. So that counts as because I what I used to think it was is that you having like girls in chains and throwing them in a van and then you're taking them across like I thought the extreme, but literally it can be all like we got on a plane, train, bus and we went to another state. Like the word trafficking, it's kind of like I don't want to say a buzzword because it is something serious, but it cannot be the extreme that we think of because a lot of people are going to do it discreetly. It's not going to be out in the open where you know about it, right? So that's another thing. I think that's the goal similar to Trump. What did Demetria say? Hold on, let me go to her comment. Hold on. Oh, just drain that money, right? I mean, that's what rich people do to poor people, right? They drain your money. They know you can't fight. Let me drain your money. Perfect example. Excuse me. Tasha K and Cardi B. Cardi B was all like, oh, I'm going to drain this woman's money. Now, initially, I don't think Cardi B goal was to drain the money. I think she just wanted all the videos down and everything, right? But Cardi B was going to have high power attorneys and having the system against you, just little old Tasha K. Yeah, she was going to break Tasha no matter what. It was either going to be in fees or whatnot. She was going to break her because she had the power and the money, where Tasha didn't. Yeah, and now we're here today. But perfect example of how like a celebrity can like literally just drain you because they got the money to do it. Um, yes, it can be adults. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. I know I didn't say that as well, but yeah, a lot of people think when it comes to trafficking, they think it's just minors. No, no, no. It can be adults. Just like the word grooming. And this is controversial because a lot of people say you can't groom an adult, but you can. Grooming, it can be adult too. Adult, men, women, it doesn't matter. It can be everything on the spectrum. And I think sometimes we look at it just like, okay, everybody's minors, and no, it can be adults too. It does not have to be minors at all. And thank you, Luciana, for saying that because yeah, I'm glad because I wanted to clarify that. Because again, a perfect example, we got things in our mind where we think of the extreme, but literally, it does not have to be extreme like that at all. It does not have to be extreme. Literally, anything can be interpret in a way. That's why they write the laws vaguely. So then there's laws. Uh, well, yeah. Just I'll just keep it simple. Laws, they can literally be your interpretation of the law, what you think of. Now, that doesn't mean you're gonna get away with the crime because you interpreted something different. But that's why you have the lawyer to fight for you, because they know the laws in and out, and they can try to, help you out to beat a case or something like that. 35 years ago, grooming was about which barbershop and who sells the best suits. Oh yeah, I feel like grooming has been a word within the last couple of years, because yeah, grooming. I thought you groom yourself or you groom a dog. I didn't know grooming was when you try to. I thought that was just called manipulation. You know what I mean? That to me would just be manipulation more, because that's what essentially it is. Oh no, it's okay, Jelly. I try to at least get somebody like at least one time when I see y'all in the chat. But if you just comment once and I missed you, I'm probably gonna miss it. Or I'll read the comment that y'all don't want me to read. That's why I always say if it's dire, either DM me or send a super chat or something like that, because those are highlighted in color, and so I have to read it. Crown by K. These things are words always existed. We just weren't privy to them, and they were so normalized back in the days. Yes, and I know, and definitely, thank you, Kay, for saying that. Yeah, these words have always been around, but it's just they're more prominent now. Yes, that is true. Yes, crown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. No, I definitely not disputing that. No, but it's more prominent now where we're using it. And I think also too, I feel like, how do I put this? Because I don't want to say the pandemic changed anything, but before the pandemic, I feel like there wasn't like a lot of lawsuits and stuff like that we really talked about. Well, yeah, the courts are shut down because I've been doing the celebrity gossip thing for almost May will be 4 years, and so I really didn't when I first started. I really didn't talk about lawsuits and stuff like that. But now everything's back open, so we've been talking about a lot of lawsuits and stuff like that. So yeah, now those kind of words and terminology are more coming prevalent now that I'm in the game. So yeah, I definitely admit they probably were here before I even started this. But now that I talk about these kind of things, yeah, I say it more. I'm more familiar with it. I'll say that. Oh, I think my family's here. Okay. Well, I mean, I got family here all the time, but I think, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget about our sponsors, Inspired by Candle Company, and also use my 10% off code AT210 for 10% off. I might be back later on tonight. I might go live on the backup channel, AT2 Entertainment, if you guys don't follow me on there. But we're going to go ahead and get the hell up out of here, you guys. Have a good night. Deuces, everybody.